Hello, good evening. Welcome, or hello and welcome, whatever time of day it is, if you're watching it on the catch up. Here live, it is 8 p.m. UK time, and I'm back again for a Thursday live. I had to miss last week because I had to work, sadly, but I'm back here. It's a bit bright, this. I'm still playing with new lighting. That might be a bit better once the dies are not, dye packet isn't there. Anyway, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Heather Thomas. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, otherwise known as the Songbird Stamper, and I live in Fareham in the United Kingdom. Hey Joanna, nice to see you this evening. Thank you for popping on. I've got this lovely kind of new, I don't know if it's a bundle or a suite. It's stamps, dies, papers, and gems. Hey Louise, nice to see you this evening as well. So I thought I'd pop on and have a bit of a play. I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I struggle with my crafty motivation, and I got these new products, and oh my goodness, I was like, oh, I just don't know what to do with them. I honestly don't know what to do with them. Oh, Joanna, I'm so pleased you enjoyed Sunday. Sunday was my Stampin' Blends course, lesson number 1, and yeah, we had a really, really good class. Really enjoyed it, and that I'm glad you did too. Thank you. So yeah, I've been struggling with my mojo a little bit this week. Completely kind of lost. It's taken me sometimes days, if not weeks, to create a card, which is really frustrating. I don't know if anybody else suffers from that. Oh, the splats are good. They're good splats. So I popped online to the Global Design Project. I'm going to show you, in case you haven't seen it. I'm hoping my phone, or should make sure I'm not showing anything I shouldn't. I'll pop on my phone and show you. So Global Design Project's a really good kind of challenge. If you are not kind of aware of it, just type in Global Design Project and then go to the website. And then at the moment, the challenge is it resets every week. So we have colour challenges, sketch challenges, theme challenges, case the designer challenges, and this week it's a case the designer challenge. And it gives you kind of the project that the designers come up with. Oh, hey Gina. Lovely to see you here. Thank you for hopping on. And then it gives you some ideas of what the people who kind of present for the Global Design Project. So I'm probably going to say this name wrong, but it's Yaneka de Jong has created this gorgeous, gorgeous card. It was back in Christmas by the looks of it. It's a Christmas card. But we're going to case that card. And case means to copy and selectively edit, is what I like it to mean. Or it can mean copy and share everything. As Stampin' Up demonstrators, we put things out there and you guys can kind of copy and selectively edit, is what I call to choose it, because you just change bits. You get inspired by it. So that's what I'm going to play with this evening using this set. So I'm going to show you the papers. I haven't actually used the papers in this card. Oh, sorry. But I thought they're absolutely gorgeous. I'm pretty sure there's 12 different ones, but I've lost one. I don't know. I couldn't work out which one it is. My papers have got a bit messed up. So that's that one. And then there's that one. And the colours are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, which you might not have heard of, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, which you might not have heard of, and Soft Seafoam. So I think we might be getting some new colours. What do we reckon? Some new colours come May? I think we might. Which for me is super exciting. Can't wait to have new colours. Love that background. This one. We are playing with this one today. Actually, I have used the papers, I lie. But just not in a normal way. This one's gorgeous. It doesn't really come out on camera. That is pretty. They're almost a bit too pretty to use, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I don't really want to do anything with it. I just want to, I like it as it is. I want to stroke it. It's pretty. And then the back side is that. This one's lovely. Again, really, really subtle. Soft seafoam, gorgeous. Oh, Louise, I know. I nearly said to you, I nearly said to you, and I probably should have done. Yeah, we're going to get some new colours. There might be a bit of a colour refresh, I think, but more choice. More choice. I didn't want to overwhelm you. Hello, Janice. So happy to be here and see Irresistible Blooms. You have your fave florals, but oh, it's gorgeous from Canada. Well, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I couldn't do these every Thursday unless you guys hopped on and said hello. Love these. Really, really pretty papers. But yes, I'm a little bit scared to do anything with them. Yeah, I know, Joanna. Well, I think I might lose some friends if I turn around and tell you I don't actually really like Pretty Peacock. I'll brace myself for the hate mail now. Hello, Amy, all the way from the US. Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us. Whereabouts in the US are you? Not that my US knowledge, my British geographical knowledge is poor, let alone my American. Really, really pretty. I'm thinking, I think a mini album. I think these papers would be perfect for a mini album because these would make great backgrounds where you could add photos and mats without covering too much up. And then the elements where you're going to see, you could put some of these really, really pretty designs. Hey, Anne-Marie. I know, Joanna. I don't know if I should have said it live on YouTube. I'm not a fan of Pretty Peacock. I might come to love it. You never know. It was very early in my time as a demonstrator. I'm saying that. I don't know if it was, but I think it was. I don't know. You can talk to me. I know. I put it onto the Artisan Design Team group, and I think I might have lost a few friends. They did tell me they were only joking when they said they wouldn't talk to me anymore. And then you get these gorgeous, gorgeous loose gems. Again, Pretty Peacock. I mean, some people are going to love these. Take them or leave them. But these, Indiana in the Great Lakes. Oh, fantastic. I wonder what weather you've got at the moment. And pink, and I love these pink ones. That's me. That is me. I'm hoping for some good pinks and some good purples and that yellow one. So you get 3 different sizes. See this mini one, little mini one. So they're quite cute. You just stick them on with a bit of glue, or even those big ones have gone on glue dot. They are loose. And then this is the stamp set. I love this font. That's better, isn't it? Love this font and these stamps. And yeah, that dotty one is brilliant. So we have a play with those. And then the dies we've got are, it's pretty. So I haven't done anything with these yet. Not yet, but I'm thinking kind of foiled paper. That would look really, really nice. And even for Christmas, these would look really good for Christmas cards. That kind of twinkling lights, maybe. Oh, I know, Anne-Marie, you are a Pretty Peacock fan. So I think you're quite pleased that might be making a return. And then you've got these lovely leaves. So we're going to use these today. And then obviously the ones that cut out. These will probably cut out from the design series paper as well. So I know I've hacked into this. Shock horror. So I think that's going to cut that out. Yep. So for those of you that love dies and don't love fussy cutting, then these will cut out the flowers from the paper as well. So they're perfect. Oh, 1st of March, Louise. Not long to go. Not too long to go. Definitely on your list. I know. As soon as I saw it, I had to get it. So there's those. And there is as well available. There's going to be a whole new load of online exclusives for those who aren't aware. Basically, what it is there won't be catalogs for these. It's just a selection of products that will be available online only. And this is one as well. So I had to have this because we haven't really got any decent letter stamps at the moment. That's quite a nice font. Oh, the pictures really don't. Honestly, the pictures never do anything justice. It's crazy, isn't it? And then 3 embossing folders, which again, you can't really see, but look at that. Can't wait to get using that and inking that one up. I might ink the embossing folder up and see what that looks like. I think it's going to come out great. And there's some paper as well, but it's away and I don't really want to get up and get it out if I'm being completely honest. So, thinking back to that Global Design Project sketch, for those of you who weren't on, I was just sharing, this was what I was inspired by. So we're going to make something inspired by that one. And I'm not ready, as always, so I might have to get up and get a few bits and bobs because I didn't pre-prepare anything. I should have done. I don't even know if I've got, no. Okay, luckily my cardstock is right here. So I need a piece of basic white cardstock and a piece of thick basic white cardstock for the card base. Because I've gone white on white. I love white on white at the moment. I think that's just me. You know, you kind of find your own way, don't you, with your crafting. So this is the thick. And I'm just going to cut this down to 14.5. This is going to make us a card base by 10.5. My bone folders are multiplying at the moment. I keep buying them for some reason. I don't really know why I need 3 bone folders in my drawer, but... And then we're going to cut this to 10 by 14. Now I'm going to grab a couple of blocks. To try and be gentle. I had a lovely email from somebody the other day telling me that I made quite a lot of noise on my live, like banging, and I said I probably do. I'm a very noisy person. Well, I'm just not a very gentle person. My dad always said I'd like to make a lot of noise wherever I go, so I will try and be quieter, but I'm not very good at it. So, hey Becky, nice to see you this evening. I hope you had a good week. I hope everybody's had a good week, actually. So I'm just putting my card up there. We're going landscape. So this is going to make a tent fold landscape card. Okay. You could cut it a long ways and fold it like, I don't know how to explain it now, but like long ways and fold it like this still. Some people prefer that. I forgot, so I made it like that. Okay, and then we're just going to do a little bit of stamping with the Versamark. So I'm using the Versamark watermark stamp pad. You work with the lady who bangs and stamps everything. Yeah, that's me. I was in the Navy and I shared a cabin with someone, and we used to share cabins until I was a complement officer, and I was the only female on board, and then I had my own cabin. But we used to share cabins, and I was in a mess with 8 to begin with, and then kind of as you progress, you kind of share. And I was with somebody in a mess of 2, and kept watches. So I was getting up while she was sleeping and all the rest of it. And she said to me one day, "Will you just stop trying to be quiet? Because the more you try to be quiet, the more noise you make." And I was like, "Yeah, I can try, but I think that's just part and parcel of who I am, sadly." So I'm just stamping these in Versamark, kind of randomly. I don't even know if you can see. Can you see? Yeah, just a little bit. So kind of round the top. It will all make way more sense when you can see me emboss it. I'm sure. I hope anyway. Okay. So that's that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 different leaves. And then I'm going to pop it in my embossing powder. And then you'll hopefully be able to see them. And everyone comes out different. I'm trying to copy the layout I did before, but I know every one of these is going to come out slightly different because you're going to stamp them in different places. And then I'll just pop my heat gun in and heat that up with the heat tool. I will try not to spill it, Gina. I haven't had any accidents since I changed my pot. So I'm hoping that my new pot is doing the trick for me. Butterfingers that week I was. Right, 2 seconds. So that's our kind of, oh, that goes that way up. No, that way up. I don't think it really matters, but that's our piece. And then I'm going to pull in some Pool Party. So I've got Pool Party ink. And I'm just going to grab my old piece of grid paper. Just because I don't want to make a mess on my new one, really. And I've used Granny Apple Green on this recently. So to get the ink out of the blending brushes, just give it a good smush round. And then I go in, I actually really need to re-ink my Pool Party. And then that's good to go. So what I'm going to do is kind of go around in circles. Depends how juicy your embossing folder, your ink pad is. I know mine's not very inky at the moment, so I'm just going to go around a fair bit. Take the worst off on there, not that there is an awful lot of ink on there actually, but I might just re-ink it quickly if I can find the... This is how disorganised I am. Coastal Cabana Pool Party. And I know there's some new people Stampin' Up on here, so you get to see how to re-ink an ink folder as well. Okay, a stamp pad. So we've got your ink refill. That's one of the things I love about the Stampin' Up inks is once it's run out, you just re-ink it. You don't have to buy a new one. So you just pop some ink all over. Again, depends how much needs. I know there's really no ink in here at all. Pop some ink all over. These last for ages. So again, with a colour refresh potentially on the horizon, I can't say because I really don't know, but it would be prudent if there's any inks that you really like to grab some refills, because once they disappear and once the refresh list is announced, then they're quite hard to come by. So now that's re-inked, and I just should have explained that. I've just taken a old card and I've just smoothed the ink, just kind of spreading it around, and it pushes it into the ink pad as well, so it's not all sitting on the top. And then you can pick up some of that ink. That's better. So this time we will want to take the worst off just on there. You see, you get that really heavy kind of mark, and then we can go in and just lightly, you can pick up some more, take the worst off. And then we're not coming all the way to the edges. We're just popping some down. That middle bit's going to be hidden anyway. This very middle bit. And because I multi-use my ink pad, my blending brushes, and it's had green on there, I just want to be careful that I don't press too hard, otherwise some of the green will come off. I want to make sure I've got plenty of Pool Party on the top there. Do you know which ones will be disappeared to give us? Yes, I will, Louise. As soon as I can tell you, I will tell you. As soon as I get the notifications, I will let everybody know. And then you can decide if there's any of your faves disappearing, for sure. Oh, you've been oh, bless you, Janice. I mean, there's probably other ways to do it, but yeah, that's definitely how I've always done it. Just pop some ink on and then smoosh it, spread it around, and I'd love to know. I'd love to know how you've been doing it. So that's probably enough. I just want to make sure I come out far enough so that I'm going to see the blue past what I'm kind of going to add on top of it. Now, because this is heat embossed and you've got this kind of shiny surface, just want to make sure you take a little bit of kitchen roll, a little bit of paper. I'm going to use a toilet roll. Only because we haven't had any kitchen roll in this house for about a year. And I mean, it's probably not going to matter, especially with such a light colour. All I'm going to do is go in from the outside, and you're just wiping over that And the reason I'm going in from the outside is because if I smear it outwards, you could get a streak on your white bit. And that's it. So that's how I love it. I love this. I'm going to show you something right at the end. I probably shouldn't, but it's a card I made for a blog hop that's coming up on Tuesday. And I'm just going to show you right at the end. I'll be quick because I probably shouldn't show you, but I'm a bit naughty. Okay, so I'm going to grab some designer series paper and I'm going to take one of these big yellow flowers and my snips. Again, you can use the dies for this if you've got the dies. If you're a demonstrator, this is available now. If you can't wait to get your hands on this set, you can sign up to be a demonstrator and you can purchase this now. One of the perks of being a demo is that you get things early, which pleases me because I don't like waiting. As soon as I see them, I want them. But if you're a customer, then 1st of March. And once you've got the dies, then you'll be able to cut these out. I'm supposed to say my favourite thing about being a demonstrator is the community, and it really is. It really is, don't get me wrong, but my second favourite thing is getting a product early. And at a discount as well. That always helps. Okay, so there's one flower. You can kind of see where this is going. Now for this paper's got kind of pinky tones to it as well. And for my original, I cut out the pinky tones, but I'm just going to go and grab a sheet of the paper because there's also, I hadn't really noticed this, there's also this one with darker pinky tones. So I'm going to grab that one and choose 2 of the little flowers. So I'm just going to cut those out. And again, I am going to do it by hand because it's just less faff, I think, and I can sit here and chat to you guys at the same time. I'm going to see what this looks like and see which one I prefer once I've made it. Okay, there's number 2. So what's everyone been up to this week? It's been an absolutely beautiful week here in the UK. We've had quite a long string of really miserable weather. And I found January really quite a challenge, to be honest. But it's massively improved. This week's been fantastic. And I went for a walk with friends yesterday. And we're kind of down by the river and down by the sea. So we followed the river down to where it opened into the Solent, down into the sea. And we were bird watching, which was lovely. I took my binoculars and saw dunnocks and shelducks and widgeons. This is better. So this is just a bit more visible. The other one was looking a little bit lost. The pink was quite difficult to see. So I'm just going to shape these. I like to give flowers a little bit of depth. So I just use my fingers just to gently, and I'm just kind of pushing my thumbs in the middle and then bending my fingers up. Because it's paper, you don't want to do too much. It can crease, but just enough to kind of make it a little bit 3-dimensional. Been putting it on a blob in the middle and thinking it must sink in. Oh, bless you. I mean, it hasn't taken a layer of cardboard and pressed on it. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm so pleased I showed you, Janice. Honestly, yeah, that will make such a difference. Just gentle drops. But if you don't know, I mean, I had to watch videos as well because when I first started, I had no idea. Nobody ever told me anything. So you don't know if you haven't been told. So that was an ideal opportunity. Sometimes I was like, oh, I haven't been prepared. Maybe I should have done that before I came on live. But it's funny, like, I like being a bit raw because you guys get to see all my kind of mistakes, all my little bits that I have to do. So I'm really pleased. Had the week off, been resting and decluttering. Oh, nice. Oh, lovely. That sounds ideal. So I'm just going to pop this in the middle, kind of at an angle. We're just kind of spanning out left to right here. And then these two, again, I'm going to give them a bit of shaping. Just with my fingers. And then they're going to go flat, but just sticking out of the sides almost. I am rostered off this week, actually. It's been lovely. Really, really nice. Into the gym. I got back to the gym. I decided I should put on a stone since my birthday in November. And I've decided it's probably time to try and do something about that. It's hard though, isn't it? It's really hard. Babysitting, one grandchild at the weekend, babysitting another on Tuesday. Oh wow, lots of babysitting. Started on the blends course because you wanted to. Yes. Let me know if you get any problems, Gina. You know where I am. If you ever get any problems, same goes to anybody. Like if you ever got any crafty questions, I love talking crafts. Feel free to hit me up, give me a message. So that's going on there. Like that. I'm a little bit feeling like this one should be a little bit more down like that. So I'm just going to do a flower arrange. We are good. So far so good. Oh, I'm pleased. Can't wait to see what everybody makes. Love seeing everyone's makes. So that is, I mean, that is basically it. I am going to zhuzh it up a little bit, but I'm going to stick it onto a white card base. White on white. And if you were just wanting to make a little kind of note card, that would have been it. Obviously, the walking in pretty well walking. It did, Bex. Well, the problem was, I came back from Vienna, so I had my birthday, and then I had Vienna, which was amazing. And then I came back with COVID, and then I was poorly for a week, so I couldn't do anything. And then I kept using the excuse, oh, I've been ill, so I need to recover, like recoup. So the chocolate's just giving me energy. Yeah, not great. I mean, certainly not for a couple of months. And then of course it was Christmas, and then it's post-Christmas, and I keep buying. I mean, I bought a big box of those Lindt chocolates the other day and ate all of them. So yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Oh, Joanna is battling stage 4 bowel cancer. An oncologist told her today that she's made amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh, fingers crossed it continues, Joanna. Yeah, my brother had, I mean, nowhere near like stage 4. I think he was stage 2, bowel cancer, and they managed to cut it all out, and he's doing amazingly well, considering, yeah, no kind of after effects at all, which we're so pleased. It's such a worrying time, isn't it? Such a worrying time. Ah, thank you. Okay, so I am going to do a little bit more than that, because you know me, I can't just leave it there. And I'm just going to use these leaves and some white cardstock, and I'm just going to keep running these through the mini machine, which I've just got to my side. The mini is part of the join offer at the moment, so if you've been kind of umming and ahhing about putting in an order or thinking you want to come and join the community, then there's a join promotion, which means you get £170 worth of goodies for £99, which is amazing. On its own, £170, or your choice, or you can add in a little mini machine, which is this little cute thing here, little die cut machine, which is incredible. It's super powerful. I've used other ones in the past, and I must say the rollers gave out quite quickly, but these ones are brilliant, and they get a lot of use. And you can add that on just for an extra £25, and they're normally £59 RRP. So what does that make it? £125 or £26? £125, £170 worth of product and the mini machine. If you wanted to come and play and join the team. And then I'm just going to kind of do, again, a bit of arranging. These are just going to pop, and I'm never quite sure which way around the leaves are supposed to go, but we're just going to pop a few of those on underneath. Honestly, the mini is the one I use the most. Out of the big one hardly ever comes out of its storage place now. It's nearly all the mini. And I would probably guess. Don't hold me to this because it's not, I don't know, but I would probably guess about 90% of our dies go through the mini. A fabulous machine. Okay, that might be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I might just cut a couple more, and then we've got a bit to play with. And I think looking at the time, I'm going to have enough to make another card as well, which is good. So it might be a 2-card night tonight. Your new one is much better. Oh, I'm so pleased. Good. Good. That's great news, Gina. And again, the nice thing is Stampin' Up, any problems at all with any of their equipment, just give them a shout and they will put it right. They'll help talk you through trying to make it work, and if it doesn't work, they'll replace it. Can't live without your little mini machine. Okay, so these are just going to go on here, something like this. Oh. Gives it much more depth. Oh, really good. I can't fault the Stampin' Up service, I must say. Never had a problem at all. So just a little bit of glue, just on the bases. I'm not putting it all the way up the leaf. Just on the base, and then tuck them in. And what that means is the ends just lift up still, and really brings some dimension. Otherwise, cards can look a little bit flat. I think you want to raise them up, and if any won't go under as far as you want them to, just chop off the tail, just chop off the ends, and then they'll slide under. Could use a glue dot as well if you're a glue dot person. I must admit, I'm not as much a glue dot person. Always reach for my wet glue. Right, and then we've got a little piece of cardstock here, and that was an offcut, I think. And I'm going to grab this one. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. That's a lovely sentiment, isn't it? Again, these would make nice cards. You could swap this one as well. I'll stamp it the right way up. And that's going to be in Pool Party as well. I'm keeping it quite subtle. Oh, it's gorgeous font, isn't it? Yeah, I love this one. And that's just going to stamp straight. Always chuffed with myself when it actually is straight. Who else does that? Yeah, get me. I've stamped a sentiment straight. And again, you could use a trimmer if you wanted to, but I'm just going to trim that with my snips. And then that's going to go on there like that. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals. And a little bit of ribbon. This is one of my most used ribbons. I think I've done 3 rolls of this now. It's the white crinkled seam binding. It's really delicate. I've started to find, like when I see other people doing them, they look fab. But whenever I seem to put a bow onto a card, I'm like, oh, it just really feels big and bulky. Whereas these little bows just feel so delicate and soft. and it colours beautifully with the Stampin' Blends as well. So you can make it whatever colour you would like. So they're pretty even, those ends. And this one I'm going to use a glue dot for. I do tend to use glue dots for the ribbons, for bows. And that is just going to stick in there. I think this would make a lovely wedding card. I'm just going to trim these because they're quite long, actually, having seen them. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off each one. And then I've got some of these pastel adhesive backed sequins, but I'm not now sure they go because the pink doesn't actually quite match. You could put gold in there, but I might go for iridescent rhinestones, iridescent pearls. I used the iridescent rhinestones on the last one, but as you can see, I don't have many. I don't have many left. So I think I'm going to go for those. I'm just going to see if I've got any spare. I might have a few packs of those. I might be a gem hoarder. Go to Gem Hoarder Anonymous. I might take your pick tool. I'm just popping. Yeah, these are lovely. Lovely, lovely. So that is our card. I'll bring back the original that I was casing. So that's the one I was kind of casing. And that is my version. That one and that one. Balmy blue would look lovely in the background as well. Mine looks a bit green. I think I had a bit of that granny apple green going on in there, but you know, it is what it is. Ah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. So that's that one. I don't normally do subtles, but I was really pleased with how that turned out. I think it does look better. Ah, thank you, Amy. Bless you. Thank you. I think it does look better with the slightly darker. So this was the original that I made just to practice. Thank you, Karen. It just looks a bit wiped out, doesn't it? The pool party is not very dark in the background, and these look really, really muted. I must say, when I took a picture of it, I put the contrast up massively, and that helped, and it helped make it look like that. So yeah, that's definitely a better one. And just using those two design series paper patterns, one from the pink, one from the yellow. So we've got time to make one more card, and I'm going to use very, very similar, so almost exactly the same, just a different layout to show you, because I was feeling really uninspired, and it's hard sometimes to kind of get yourself motivated. So I just wanted to show you that you can, so this is thick, you can kind of roll with the same idea. Once you're going and you've got a bit of momentum, you don't have to change, don't have to get new sets out, just change up the layout. So 14.5 by 10.5. And then I don't know what I've done with the basic white cardstock. I'm sure I grabbed a new sheet. Oh, there we go. I grab another one. White cardstock, like I get through so much of it. And I'm going to cut that to 14 by 10. Oh yeah, I found it. I found it under there. Never mind. By 10. So this time we're going portrait. So rather than landscape like we did before, this is going to be portrait. Again, white onto white. And I'm going to take my leaves again, take my Versamark, and this time I'm just going to stamp some leaves, top and bottom. I'm going off the page here, so if you can't see the Versamark when you stamp, it can be a bit tricky to see. So I just try and hold it up to the light, or just do a little bit at a time and then heat emboss that. But I'm being really lazy, so I'm going to try and get away with doing it all in one go. But sometimes the problem is that you over stamp. So you've stamped one and then you stamp another one over the top of it. So I think that's good. It's just a random pattern really, just putting some foliage in those corners. And then again with the embossing powder, you'll be able to see that better. This one just looks a bit weird where I've got them all coming out. Almost looks like I've tried to make a poinsettia. But you know, it doesn't really matter. That's not going to be the focal point of our card. So I'm just going to heat emboss that one. And again, going for pool party. Yeah, you can see the difference between the pool party and the green that was on there before. That's pink. I went pink with a couple of cards this week. And the blending brush. Just pick up a little bit of that ink. Take the worst off. And then you're just going around all those leaves. Love that effect. I love heat embossing and then ink blending over the top of it. And the same on the other side. Kind of keeping it in an arc. Gorgeous. Okay, so wipe away that ink. Don't forget to do that bit just in case you get any. And again, wipe it from white into the coloured area. Leave your tissue out because we're going to need that in a second. I'm going to take this dotty spotty one as well. And that is going to be in pool party. So because I've re-inked this, I'm just going to see if it's too heavy. It might be. So I'm just going to stamp off and then stamp over. Can you see? Stamp off and then stamping over. So you're just getting that hint of texture. Whereas if I went full strength, for me at the moment, it was okay when I hadn't re-inked my ink pad. But I think it's just a little bit too much. I didn't do that on the first card, but you absolutely could do if you wanted to. But again, and this is probably a little bit more important, can you see here where the ink has landed on that white? You just want to wipe that away, because otherwise you'll probably pick it up with your fingers and then maybe smudge it into your card. And then that can go straight onto your card base. And I got the idea for this from the designer series paper itself. Almost that white heat embossed and then inked over the top. I don't know whether that's actually what they did. So the card warps. If you can see, my card has warped ever so slightly where you heat emboss. Over time that would flatten out naturally. If you struggle with wet glue because it's warped, you can use a strong tape like the tear and tape or the seal, Stampin' Seal. But I'm good with wet glue. I just know that it takes a little bit longer just to coax those edges down. Oh, it really does make them pop. And that's in a really light colour as well. You could definitely do that in a darker colour as well. I love how that just really makes them stand out for sure. So we're going to grab some white. My most used die set of all time is the Stylish Shapes. This gets a lot of use. Don't look, it's a complete mess. It's so well used, this has completely lost all of its stickiness. There's a fab set. We've got banners, circles and squares in that one. And I've just used the largest circle just to cut. I would use scraps, but I know I don't have any this size because I looked earlier. And again, this will go through the mini, so even that big circle will go through the mini machine. You could cut some leaves at the same time, but I'm just going to do it separately. And that one's going to go on dimensionals. Oops. Must have had something on my thing. I'm going to cover that up anyway, so that's okay. This can go on dimensionals. I wondered what this would look like with Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo base, like ink blended. I think that would look really pretty. I think somebody should give that a go. And I'm putting it nearer the top. And then again, I'm just going to cut out some flowers. Now, I'm going to go 3 small ones this time. So we'll have this one. More of a pinky one. I might try and get 3 different tones. I've got one in yellow already cut. And then I'm going to go for another one of these more pinky, darker pink. A little bit of contrast. So our 3 flowers on the top. Again, want some more leaves. I think it needs more leaves. So let's cut that out there. And then bring in these ones again. can't wait for the summer. I probably say this every week, when I get natural light in the evening. I really don't like this artificial light for my crafting, especially on the camera, because it doesn't do these colours any justice at all. But it is what it is at the moment, sadly. I've got a fairly good light on it, but not the same. And then we can just poke out these leaves. And then kind of arrange them around the flowers. I've got, I'm going to do 6. So kind of in the gaps, 1, 2, and 3, where they all meet. Okay, and one more. So what's everyone got planned for the weekend then? I am very excited to be going to a Harry Potter themed murder mystery, but it's not scary because it's for kids. Don't do scary at all. Like, I'll tell you a story because we've got time, but I jump at anything. And I remember being out doing some work with Russ in the garden. We had the wood chipper going because we were doing some wood chipping, and I was doing some stuff in the hedge. I wasn't even near the wood chipper, and there must have been a bug or something made me jump, like properly jump backwards and scream in fright. And there was a guy walking down the road who ran back along the road, came into the garden, and was like, "Oh my God, is everything all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I think it was just a fly." So embarrassed. But yeah, so it's not scary, I've been told. Well, I'm hoping, because I'm going with 2 11-year-olds. And I'm very excited. I've never been to anything like it before. I've bought myself a set of robes and a tie. So, and I don't do dressing up. I hate it, but I am going to make an effort to dress up, just because it's Harry Potter, really. And anyone who knows me knows I love Harry Potter. Okay, I'm probably doing something I shouldn't do. I'm just poking out all the bits from my dies because it winds me up when they're all in there. So just making those all clean and tidy. And I'm not a clean and tidy person. Okay. So then we can go to work at kind of sticking these down. And I've gone, so let's take those 2 away, those 2 away. Now I've arranged it, I'm going to mess it all up. And those 2 away. And I'm going to start shaping the flowers. Just like before. This one's going on flat. This one's going on flat. Just a bit of glue in the middle, that's all you need. And this one's going on dimensionals. Where you've got the edges of the dimensionals, you can just start to chop away at those. And that one can go up like that. And then we can start to just add these under. I'm just going to move that one a bit to make it a little bit more even. So I'm going that at the end of my leaf. Again, I never know which way up. There is the right way up, the wrong way up, but and they can just poke out from underneath. Get that in shot so you can see. Love these white leaves. I'm a sucker for a leaf die, I must say. Anybody else a sucker for a leaf die? Really pretty. And then all we need is, again, just another little thin strip of paper. The card, designed to, no, white, basic white card. It's my bedtime, you might be able to tell. Might be a bit thin, but we'll go for it and see. Again, same sentiment. I just thought these were really nice cards. Now I've got 4 cards, and I am gonna send them. I'm going to send them because they're perfect for sending. No point hanging on to a card like this. Like birthday cards you hang on to because you want them for a particular birthday, but I'm gonna send these this month. I ought to do that whole kind of choosing a comment, but I don't know how to do it, so maybe that should be on my to-do list in February too, is to figure out how to select one of your comments. Obviously I think the more you comment, the more chance you've got of winning a card, and then I send one out, and that just goes on probably up there, and I'm just going to line that left hand edge up with the left hand edge of the card, and because it's on dimensionals and dimension up here as well, I'm going to put this on 2, so 1 there. I'm just going to trim that off. I shouldn't do it with my snips, but so you take that, you can't see what I'm doing, you stick one on and then stick another one on over the top of it, and then the rest can have singles. Line that up with the left hand edge of the card. I'm not even sure that right hand one should have any on actually, but I think it should be 2, 1, none. Let's take that off and pop a little bit of wet glue on there instead. Very dainty, Gina. I know, which is not normally something that people say about me. They don't normally call me dainty. So, yeah, I'm kind of gone rogue this week. So line that up, and then that one sticks on there, and then the wet glue, that's right. So 2, 1, none, because this is already up on dimensionals on this side. Ah, thanks guys. So all we need now is some more of those iridescent pearls, which I've got 3 left. 1, 2, 3. I actually think I prefer the iridescent pearls to the rhinestones. And a little bow. Probably doesn't need a bow, but while it's out. And then I'm going to show you something very, very naughty, and to say thank you for staying right until the end. Just almost a completely different look with this bundle. I haven't used the papers on this one, so that's there like that, and then just a little glue dot just on the side to add a little bit of ribbon. So where are they? Yeah. So celebration is still continuing. We've got what, 3 weeks left? 3 weeks left of celebration, just under. So if you're after any kind of the celebration goodies, or you're thinking about popping an order in, now would be a good time to do it. With every £45 spend, you get a free item. So celebration is a great time just to stock up on a little bit extra, get more bang for your buck. And you can put the links are just down in the description below. This one will be available 1st of March. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. So there's our 2 cards. Where are we going? Ah, thank you. Thanks, Bex. Yeah, enjoyed making those, all from that same kind of inspiration. And I just actually, this one I tried to make as a landscape card, just couldn't make it work. And as soon as I turned it portrait, it was perfect like that. Ah, bless you. Get your act together, Louise. No hurry. No hurry. But if you need a hand, give me a shout. You know where I am. So that is those two. And then this one, I'm just going to take those away because it might blur your vision. This is going live on a blog on Tuesday. So very, very sneaky peek of that one. That's it. That's your lot. It's all you're getting until Tuesday. But a little birthday card made with those two. So I'll bring those back in, and thank you so much for watching. I honestly, I wouldn't do it if I didn't have people to talk to. So thank you for popping on. Thank you for everybody who's watching on the catch up as well. Everybody from the UK and from overseas. Lovely to have people from overseas here. And thank you to everybody for coming on and saying hi. And I will see you all again next week. My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Thank you, guys. Take care. Look after yourselves. Stay warm because it's still pretty chilly here in the UK. And I'll see you all in again in a week's time. All right. Bye for now. Bye-bye.